Greetings, my name is Mark. I am a self-published author, designer, and marketer. Welcome to Unlimited Story, unlimited-story.com, a channel dedicated to writing, world building, marketing, and most importantly, getting things done. If that's interesting to you, please consider hopping on our Discord where we share, discuss, and critique each other's work. We also have an affiliate podcast. Everything you need to know is in the description below. This episode, I'm going to be going over the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, which is released on Disney Plus, as we speak, and currently we only have the first episode. So I'm going to be going over it basically how I would for a beta read, and I'm just going to answer the questions that, are relevant for a beta read. So if you want to hear it, sit tight. All right, so the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I'm going to be breaking down some of the key elements right now as if I was going to just beta this thing. So here we go. What did I do? I watched episode 1. So great at this. What were my initial thoughts? Great. I mean, it was an exposition machine because they have to. It's the first episode, but the opening and closing were really good. It was a real full circle thing with, Captain America. So I thought that was really well pulled off. You got to get a great fight scene in there to give you an idea of what's going to be coming throughout the entire series. You get to see what is happening in Sam's life, when he isn't when he's not the Falcon. And then you also get an idea of what happened in Bucky's past, which we know what's going on in Bucky's past. But, the dude's like 106 years old, so they got a lot of backstory to work with. So what was my favorite part? It was definitely Bucky and his therapist. I just loved how she took it to him. She didn't take any crap from him, even though that he is this incredibly deadly assassin guy. But she didn't have any of it, and I thought it was really great. Like I said, it provided a mechanism to get to know Bucky and what he's been through if you don't know. And yeah, it was just nice. It was short, it was brief, and it covered all the bases. I wish there were more, but there won't be. Actually, I won't. I IMDb'd. She's only in one episode, so I cheated. What was my least favorite part? Well, I really didn't have one because, again, I thought it was overall pretty good. But I did see like an overall flaw that it just kind of bothers me. So at the end, there's the Captain America or whatever. And it bothers me because someone like Sam, who is a partner with Captain America, he just didn't know. Nobody told him. For real. Nobody was like, hey, Sam, we're going to be doing this thing. No, nothing. He was completely left in the dark. I can't believe that even for a second. So if I had to say that was the least favorite part, I guess that's it. Is there anything unclear or confusing? Yeah, why can't Sam get a loan? You're telling me this guy who flies around in this billion-dollar flight suit with a killer drone and does all these sweet missions, he's not getting paid good enough to be able to get a loan to help his family? That's bogus. I mean, yeah, he's part of the Air Force as opposed to the FBI, CIA, or some type of special forces, but seriously, this guy is not getting enough money to at least help his family out. So what are my thoughts on the main characters? They're fine. They're about the same as when we left them last time, and it looks like they're going to be going through some struggles, which the exposition has already set up, so that's also really great. Eventually, they're going to be kind of forced together, whether it's they choose to, or more than likely, I see them just kind of being pushed into each other. Because remember this beautiful scene from Civil War.
Guys, look, I'd love to keep this up, but I've only got one job here today, and I got to impress Mr. Stark, so I'm really sorry. What?
Couldn't have done that earlier. I hate you.
So I always go back to that scene when I think okay, they're friends and they work together because Cap was their mutual friend. But now that Cap isn't around, now they have to be friends because they sort of want to, supposedly. So is there anything else that I would have liked to have seen from this episode? The answer is yes. I would have liked a better explanation or more explanation of what's going on in the world in general. So during Endgame, you got to see what happened to the world after half of everyone's gone. And so this is people, this is fish, which they actually mention in this episode. And so those people are gone. You see that, houses are getting dilapidated. Just people are gone and things aren't great. But now we know everyone's back. And there's a huge, this is a huge disaster because now all of a sudden, like, people are going to be trying to find jobs. People are, just trying to get food. I mean, there's going to be mass confusion. So I would have liked to see more about what's actually happening in the world and have that being, I guess, explained from a further perspective, like an overarching explanation. I don't need details or anything. I mean, and you do see it with Sam and his sister. They're just kind of like, well, you were gone for this time and blah blah blah. That was really good. But I just kind of want to know what's going on overall. So I'm thinking that's going to be explained with the bad guys. But I don't know. But I would have liked to know more about it. What do I expect to happen next? Well, already they've kind of got some problems going for him. Sam's trying to help his family. Bucky's trying to make peace with his past. But with the series being so short, I don't imagine they're going to be staying on this very long. Probably by at least the end of the second episode, they're either going to get told that they're going to be working together, or they're at least going to be going to the same place. So I don't see them being apart for very long. Also, I figure that things like LAF and the Flag Smashers, they're going to be somehow connected to Hydra. They're probably Hydra. I mean, it's not uncommon for them to peel back the layers of the plot and be like, oh, look, there's Hydra. It was Hydra all along. I mean, it's a common thing when you have to deal with like Captain America / the Winter Soldier that Hydra is somehow involved. Also, I'm going to throw out, I have a sneaking suspicion that Captain America is now like a bad guy. He also has some like connections with Hydra, which is actually really interesting because if he is that big bad guy who beat the snot out of that Torres guy, well then that means the people who are overseeing Captain America are also Hydra, because it's not like this guy's just going around being like, oh, I'm Captain America today, I'm this bad guy over here. So that means the people overseeing him and around him are also colluding with Hydra and whatever bad guy system has been put in place. How much did I enjoy the episode? I'd say it was an 8 out of 10. It's not like it blew my socks away, and I mean, it's an exposition episode, so what do I really expect? 8 out of 10 is probably the best you're going to get out of a starting episode. How eager am I to see the next episode? I give it an 8 out of 10 as well. Like I said, the opening and closing, those were great. They did a killer job on it. And I want to give it a 9, but I can't say that I am so excited that I have to watch it, because there's not been enough build up yet. That's the thing. It's, these things are building up over the course of time. And for a first episode, an 8 is pretty much all you're going to get out of me. Is there anything else I'd like to add? No, I actually think this episode was really good. It set things up. It was well paced. There was a good amount of action. They had really interesting characters. I like what they're doing with all the characters. So overall, I thought it was good. Across the board, it was good. And I want to see what's going to be happening next. So it did its job. Exposition was great. And now we're going to move on into the actual like meat and potatoes of this series pretty quick. And that's it for this video. Thanks so much for watching. If you like this type of content, let me know and I'll make some more of it. Otherwise, just, please consider subscribing, or at least watch one of my other videos that YouTube recommends. Peace.